What's going on YouTube? Head back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if we have time, the S&P 500. Specifically in today's episode, we're going to continue off of the videos we've made, not only yesterday, but a trade we made on BitYard just a couple of days ago. I think 2 days ago. I actually forgot to mention it in yesterday's episode in regards to the trade that we put out. So definitely in today's episode, we are going to be looking at whether or not the markets are going to be heading higher. We're going to be talking about the XRP drop that we had predicted, and we're also going to be talking about where we should be moving towards in the future. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help out the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, CryptoVOfficial. This way, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can DM me over there. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. All right, guys, so a few things. So I believe it was 2 days ago. I think it was this video right here. We actually put out a trade position that we made on BitYard that I actually want to continue to discuss with you guys in a second. And I also want to talk about the big opportunity that formed within XRP that a ton of people on my Patreon actually profited extremely well. Hopefully you guys did here as well. But to jump right into things, you can see currently on the current coin market cap, things are basically floating around going crazy. So in regards to the 7-day, I guess, what do we want to call this? 7-day volume, 7-day price percentage. Most of these cryptocurrencies are down, and they're actually down quite a bit, about 7 to 8%. But in regards to the 24-hour price, things are actually doing fairly well. We actually started to climb back up out of this slight rut that we actually dug for most of the cryptos. What's interesting, and this is what we were talking about not only yesterday, but the day before, was it seemed like XRP was forming its own movements outside of the other cryptocurrencies. This was 100% touched upon 2 days ago as well as yesterday, and we're going to continue to touch upon this today. Now, what's incredible is to see how well this worked out. XRP is the only coin that's down 10% today. All the other cryptocurrencies are up about 3 to 4% across the board. So this is very interesting, and a key thing that I mentioned in yesterday and the day before's episode was that XRP was acting indifferent from the other cryptocurrencies. It wasn't doing the same pattern that we were seeing these other cryptocurrencies move to. And it seems like they were acting in opposite ends. So that's very interesting to me. So I just want to dive right into this. So, 2 days ago, when we mentioned the trade that was made on BitYard, we put in a trade where we were anticipating to see the market actually pump higher. Now, I could pull up, I believe it was on Bitcoin, we had right here, it was about 2 days ago, and you can see basically what was mentioned was a small trade. We trended below the moving averages. We trended below the 5, 10, and 20-day moving averages, actually retesting this bottom support that we have drawn on Bitcoin, which you can see is right here, this uptrend. And we discussed, and I circled multiple times, clear confirmations, 1, 2, 3, and this would have been the fourth. So we knew the second we saw confirmation of the coin to start to move upwards, the second we saw retesting of here, the second that candle closed was prime opportunity to buy in. And that's what I share on Patreon, and that is what I use BitYard for. So to share this with you guys, because it's usually only on Patreon, you can see exactly what the trade was that we made. 18% in really no time at all. We bought in at 18,200, exited at 18,344. So you can see with a $360 gain at 18%, we margined this 25 times. So it's absolutely incredible to see the amount of money, how quickly you can make this in such a short increment. Just a few trades. As a conservative trader, you can make a boatload of cash with as little as like $2,000. So it's pretty cool. Obviously, there's higher risk, but when we wait and we find these conservative, easy trades to play out, we profit. That's pretty much it. It's easy. So I did link BitYard in the description down below, as well as my Patreon if you were interested in checking this out. You can clearly see what it was that happened. This is textbook, guys. We had a beautiful uptrend. We had 4 confirmations of a bottom support. There was no way it was going to break through this. So we saw multiple testing, retesting, boom, we started to correct back up. It was all profit from there, an easy trade to be made. Now, moving on to XRP specifically, this is the coin that's definitely thrown a monkey wrench wrench into the situation. We've talked about this before. We talked about it yesterday. I'm going to continue to mention it. That's because there was a good chance the coin was going to be acting, adversely to the other cryptocurrencies. And we can see here pretty much there's some sort of descending triangle. We mentioned that there was some sort of pennant flag forming. All these other cryptocurrencies like Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum had ascending triangles forming. XRP was the only coin that was forming some sort of pennant flag symmetrical triangle formation, mainly a pennant flag. We discussed that this pennant flag was holding true value and that we were bound to see some sort of movement within the next week. And that is exactly what happened. We went from 56 cents and fell all the way down to 49 cents. This is about a 7-cent drop in price. Now, although that's no bullish breakout, when you think about things, the fact that, XRP has about 45, I believe that's billion coins in circulation compared to million. We look at Bitcoin, there's 18 million. We look at XRP, there's 45 billion. There's a ton more coins in circulation. We're not really going to see a big price, influx. We're not going to see some massive surge of the sort. But a 7-cent jump on a coin that's 50 cents is a big move. That is a big profit. So what did we do? We bought in, we shorted the market, it corrected down, profit from there. We discussed in detail, I remember this in detail, the discussion was that we had a beautiful uptrend, a beautiful resistance, consolidation was needed. We needed to fill this gap. We had triggers. The second we saw the coin trade above here and close a candle above resistance, we knew to buy in long and expect to see a bullish break to the upside. At the same time, to cover our asses, we played the same consideration on the downside. This candle that was here actually today decided not to actually close below here. We closed right on this level. This is the 4-hour. We'll jump to the daily in a second. But immediately it started to retrace lower. So it's clear signs of profit. That's if you wanted to trade on the 4-hour. The daily obviously didn't close today. You can see the uncertainty we had in this coin here, usually acting as some sort of reversal. But the uncertainty showed bears won and it corrected all the way back down. Now, obviously, today's candle did not close just yet. Obviously, it could resurface back up, but there's a very, very, very big chance we're going to continue to head lower. 4 hours was the opportunity. We were watching the 4 hours. That's why I had this pulled up. You can see we closed below here. The second the candle opened below this uptrend, we knew to short it. We capitalized off it. Take profits. That's what I'm doing right now. Why, you might ask? That's because we're hitting the oversold level on the relative strength indicators. Reasons to sell out right now, readjust our positions, and get ready for tomorrow's movement because there's a good chance we're going to be heading lower and lower. Why do I say that? Or actually, that's not true. I don't think we're going to be heading lower and lower. The reason I say this and to get out now is we have this beautiful uptrend that we started a very long time ago. We're finally caught up with that uptrend. And for those that are curious as to what that might be, you can clearly see what it is I'm referring to right here. This uptrend that started all the way back then somehow decides to tail itself all the way to this upside. You can see what it is I'm referring to. We have this bottom right here, and it slowly tails its way up here where the coin is currently retesting. So it's
I'm having trouble hearing you.
All right, that's my watch, sorry, my Apple Watch, Siri. But ultimately, I expect to see some sort of consolidation, and we may actually see a pullback to the upside. This may be rock bottom for XRP at the current moment, and as we move forward, we may actually be able to see coins start to pump a little bit higher. Reason I suggest this is when you look at Bitcoin, when you look at Litecoin, even when you look at Ethereum for the slightest bit, you can kind of see it's fighting the resistance, it's fighting the downtrend, and it seems like it still wants to fill in the gap. It seems like it still wants to head up higher, and it still wants to close the 5-day or 3-day position we're at currently as we get closer and closer and closer to the middle of the month, December 15th. It's a little bit longer for Litecoin, closer to the 30th. This one, if we use this upwards one, is in around the 20th, 22nd. But Ethereum as well is closer to about the 16th to the 19th, where we just have this consolidation. So let's see if the coin decides to break above and close today's candle above this resistance. There's a good chance it's going to, and then it's merely just filling in the gap. But ultimately, we saw the indifference within XRP to the other cryptocurrencies, the clear pennant flag that was forming, unlike the other ones there. So there was a good sign that it was going to act inversely to these other cryptocurrencies, or act completely separate. So with that knowledge being set, we anticipated a correction or a pump before these other cryptocurrencies did. exactly what happened, capitalize off that. Now these other cryptocurrencies are slightly consolidating and getting back inside its uptrend. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.